Have you ever wondered how a small island nation like Sri Lanka has such a rich and diverse history? Let's dive into the enigma of Sri Lanka's past. Picture this, a teardrop-shaped island, nestled in the Indian Ocean just off the southeastern tip of India. This geographical gem, known as Sri Lanka, has been a significant hub for maritime trade routes since ancient times, bridging the east and the west. It's hard to believe, but the earliest human settlements in Sri Lanka date back to an astounding 125,000 years before Christ. These prehistoric communities were not just simple hunter-gatherers. They were skilled in using iron and bronze and were adept at farming and irrigation. As time marched on, the island witnessed the arrival of the Sinhalese from North India around the 5th century BC. The Sinhalese brought with them a new language, new customs, and new ways of life that would shape the cultural landscape of the island. But the story doesn't end there. Sri Lanka, being at the crossroads of major trade routes, was a melting pot of cultures. The influence of Indian culture especially can be seen in the early Sri Lankan civilization. The epic Ramayana, one of the two major Sanskrit epics of ancient India, even mentions Sri Lanka as the kingdom of the demon king Ravana. From these early human civilizations to the arrival of the Sinhalese and the influence of the Indian culture, Sri Lanka's prehistoric era is a tapestry of fascinating stories and cultural exchanges. The island's history is not just a series of events, it's a living, breathing narrative that resonates in the hearts of its people and echoes in the architecture, the cuisine, and the traditions that thrive even today. Sri Lanka's early history sets the stage for a fascinating journey that weaves together culture, religion, and politics. As we delve deeper into this journey, we'll discover the rise of Sinhalese kingdoms, the advent of Buddhism, the colonial era, and the road to independence and beyond. So stay tuned as we unravel the rich tapestry of Sri Lanka's past. So how did Sri Lanka transform from a prehistoric land into a thriving hub of kingdoms and Buddhism? Picture a time around the 6th century BC, when the first Sinhalese kingdoms began to rise, carving out a civilization from the verdant landscapes of the island. The Sinhalese, hailing from northern India, established their first capital at Anuradhapura. This city became a bastion of power, culture, and religion for over 1,000 years, reflecting the strength and resilience of the Sinhalese kingdoms. During this time, a significant event occurred that would shape the future of Sri Lanka: the arrival of Buddhism. In the 3rd century BC, it is believed that the Indian Emperor Asoka sent his son Mahinda to Sri Lanka. Mahinda met with King Devanampiyatissa Tissa and introduced him to the teachings of Buddhism. This spiritual encounter was a turning point in the island's history, leading to the widespread adoption of Buddhism among the Sinhalese. Buddhism's influence permeated every aspect of Sinhalese society and culture. It fostered a deep reverence for life, peace, and knowledge, values that continue to echo in the hearts of Sri Lankans today. One of the most tangible testaments to this Buddhist legacy is the remarkable array of monuments scattered across the island. The city of Anuradhapura, once the heart of the Sinhalese kingdoms, is home to the sacred Bodhi tree, believed to be a cutting from the very tree under which the Buddha attained enlightenment. Nearby, the magnificent white dome of Ruwanwelisaya Stupa pierces the sky, standing as a symbol of Buddhist devotion. The ancient city of Polonnaruwa, another capital of the Sinhalese kingdoms, houses the Gal Vihara, a set of 4 exquisite Buddha statues carved out of a single slab of granite. These monuments, among many others, serve as enduring reminders of the profound influence of Buddhism on Sri Lanka. Buddhism's profound influence on Sri Lanka is evident even today, shaping the nation's identity and ethos. The rise of the Sinhalese kingdoms and Buddhism was not just an era in the history of Sri Lanka, but the foundation upon which its rich and diverse cultural tapestry was woven. But what happens when foreign powers set their sights on this Buddhist island paradise? Now, let's delve into an era that drastically reshaped Sri Lanka, the colonial period. This chapter of history began in the 16th century when the Portuguese set foot on the island. Drawn to the island's strategic location for maritime trade routes and the allure of exotic spices, the Portuguese established a foothold. They also brought with them a new religion, Christianity, which began to take root alongside Buddhism, Hinduism and Islam. Next came the Dutch in the 17th century. Their influence was more profound. They not only consolidated their power over the coastal areas, but also introduced an efficient administrative system and built an extensive network of canals, still in use today. The Dutch also left their mark on the local cuisine. If you've ever wondered why Sri Lankans love their lampreys, a delicacy of meat, rice and sambal wrapped in banana leaves, well, you have the Dutch to thank for that. However, the most significant colonial influence came from the British in the late 18th century. They transformed the island's economy by introducing plantations of coffee, tea and rubber, crops that still form the backbone of Sri Lanka's exports. The British also brought with them Western education, creating a new elite class that communicated and conducted business in English. This era also saw the construction of an extensive railway system, which remains a lifeline for many Sri Lankans today. Yet, this period was not without its challenges. The colonial rule sparked resistance and uprisings, leading to a heightened sense of nationalism that would eventually pave the way for independence. The colonial era, while fraught with strife, left an indelible mark on Sri Lanka, shaping its modern landscape. As we peel back the layers of Sri Lanka's history, we begin to understand how the island's past intertwines with its present, creating a rich tapestry of culture and tradition that continues to captivate visitors from around the world. How did a colonized nation like Sri Lanka regain its independence and navigate its path in the post-colonial world? This question opens up a fascinating chapter in the island's history, a chapter of resilience, unity, and the pursuit of freedom. The road to independence was not an easy one. It was a path paved with struggle, sacrifice, and an unyielding dream of freedom. Sri Lankans, under the yoke of British colonial rule, yearned for a sovereign nation that echoed their voice and catered to their aspirations. The first half of the 20th century saw the rise of nationalist movements, their voices growing louder and more insistent. The fight was intense, the journey arduous, but the spirit of the Sri Lankan people remained unbroken. Eventually, after decades of relentless struggle, the dawn of independence arrived on the 4th of February 1948. The island nation, once under the shadow of colonial rule, emerged as a free and sovereign state. The establishment of a democratic government marked a new chapter, a chapter of self-governance and self-determination. However, the journey didn't end with independence. The post-independence era unfolded a fresh set of challenges, including civil war, political instability, and economic hurdles. The Civil War in particular was a dark period, casting a long shadow over the island for over 2 decades. It tested the resilience of the people, pushing them to their limits. Yet, despite these challenges, the spirit of the Sri Lankan people remained unyielding. They strived for peace and unity, working together to navigate the turbulent waters of their post-independence journey. Today, the nation is moving forward, healing from its past and building a future defined by peace, unity, and development. Sri Lanka's journey post-independence is a testament to the resilience and spirit of its people. This journey, marked by trials and triumphs, speaks volumes about the indomitable spirit of Sri Lanka, a nation that continues to rise no matter the odds. So, what does Sri Lanka's rich history and diverse culture make it today? As the final act of our journey unfurls, we find Sri Lanka standing proud as a melting pot of cultures. A mosaic of ethnicities, religions and traditions, the island nation weaves a vibrant tapestry that is as diverse as it is unified. From the Sinhalese majority to the Tamil, Moor, Malay, Burgher and indigenous Veda communities, the societal fabric of Sri Lanka is a testament to coexistence, a symphony of different voices singing in harmony. Religious diversity, too, is a cornerstone of Sri Lankan society. Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam and Christianity coexist peacefully, each adding its own unique thread to the cultural quilt. The island's festivals, a riot of colour and joy, are a reflection of this religious harmony. Vesak, Thai Pongal, Eid, Christmas, each celebrated with equal fervour, each a window into the soul of Sri Lanka. The nation's culture isn't just a preservation of the old, but a fusion of the traditional and the modern. The art scene brims with this fusion, from the ancient Kandyan dances to contemporary Sri Lankan cinema. The cuisine, too, a gastronomic delight, marries traditional flavors with modern techniques, offering a feast for the senses. And then there's Sri Lanka's natural beauty. The island, blessed with lush forests, pristine beaches, verdant tea plantations, and a plethora of wildlife, is a paradise for nature enthusiasts. The government's commitment to sustainable tourism ensures that this natural bounty is preserved for future generations. From the leopards of Yala to the elephants of Minaraya, from the peaks of Adams Peak to the beaches of Unawatuna, Sri Lanka's stunning landscapes are as diverse as its culture. Sri Lanka, a small island with a big heart, continues to enchant with its rich history, vibrant culture, and stunning landscapes. And as we wrap up our journey, we're left with an appreciation for this incredible nation, a testament to the resilience, spirit, and beauty of humanity.